All right. Welcome back, cool cats, to the world of Banished. Let's jump in. I have to click back into the game every time I start recording. So we're on Gettyville. So there was quite the starvation epidemic previously. We're gonna get that sorted out though. No worries. I see we're still a bit low on the food. So let's see what we can do about that. I mean, both of these are pretty low. I'm not sure I want to lower it further. Chickens ought to reproduce fast, right? So, yeah. They'll be fine. Let's see. Do we have any jobs we could take away from? Maybe take away one from there. And we could probably use either a hunter. Let's assign another hunter. Okay, and we had just started this over here. Okay. Make it another gatherer's hut right there because of all the mushrooms. You could really say that there is mushroom to improve upon. Let's put a road down right here. And I'm sure that will fix everything. You know, like, alcohol is not a priority at the moment. We need more people getting food. Actually, of 28 possible farmers, we should probably have more farmers, so. Alright. That'll have to do for now. Venison is good, beef is good, fish is good. Not doing terribly. Might be all caught up in terms of food. Oh, we did add 2 more, that's true. So we really need to... Where you at? We really need to stack the farmers. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Early summer, that's no problem. As long as it reaches 100% yield and gets gathered before the start of winter, there's no loss. There's no loss. I think with all this ought to be pretty good, right? Even though we are burning through food quite quickly. Yeah, ain't much else to do besides wait. Got another laborer. Bump it up to 20. It says 20 of 28, so that's the maximum number we could possibly have there. Don't have anyone on building though, so maybe assign one, just one builder, just so they can work on that. Also work on the road. Maybe run the road all the way through here. There we go. Make it look like a proper town. This is a proper town. Tell me it's not. Okay, they're gathering already, and it's only summertime, so that's good. A lot of leather, man. we should really be making hide coats like crazy, shouldn't we? Because we can sell those, presumably. Oh, got a couple more laborers, so... yeah. You know, let's max out our food, though. Gatherers, hunters... okay. Max is 6. Let's put someone else on gathering. We're gonna forget the stone, forget the iron, forget the coal. We need food maximized at all times. Could use one more person chopping firewood though, because I see this is empty. You know what? We're raising that limit. I don't know if that's a good idea, but the raw material of leather might be worth more. Can we inventory? We can inventory hide coats. I ain't against that. I mean, so far we haven't had an epidemic of people freezing to death, so... we're gonna demolish this road. Yeah, we're gonna demolish this road and expand the graveyard into this direction. I like to reserve this area for, like, orchards. We've got a bit more room for housing all through here. Okay, we have a tradesman coming in. That's very good. Bob the builder died of old age. And that was our only builder, so get back on it. Jump on it. Imagine your last work as a builder just making a road. Doesn't seem too bad. I mean, it's a road. It's needed. Cherries. So we're going to trade all our firewood. We're going to trade 100 firewood, maybe. We'll do that much. I will take some of that, some of that, some of that. Perfect. Perfect number. Kind of want to take a bit more. As much chicken as we can get for sure. Yeah. Alright. What can I place an order for? Just food? Nah, you're good, man. Later. Okay. So, I'm not sure what they do now. Okay, they're still working, so... where is... because this tells me the season. Early winter. Okay, hurry up and finish that then. Imagine naming your kid Rake. Let's see. Hunters, gatherers are good. Brewer. Put somebody back on that. And we need more stone cutters and miners. But I'd like to see this finished first. They seem to be taking a while. Yeah, they're losing yield now. Okay. I think I'll drop this down to 10. They're not going to get much out of that. I don't need to... I keep, like... I go to the buildings to reassign people, but it's pretty unnecessary to do it that way. And with the leftover, cut stone. don't you go back to... You are making steel tools. Okay. Okay, we can bump back up the speed. Alright, well, babies are being born again, so I guess our population will slowly climb. We hit quite the peak and then bloop. Rather unfortunate. Put some more people to gather up supplies there. Might as well raise the reserve of those, because better to keep them busy. Okay. Gather hut is done. Okay, let's slow it down, because I think it is... Okay, it's late winter. Firewood is low. I mean, I got 4 people working on that. That should be plenty. There's no firewood in here, right? I don't see it. Okay, time to release the reserve then. There's actually not that much. Just empty that out for now. They also have coal to rely on, so I think. Methinks. Moment. Okay. Just had to mess with the recording a wee bit. Looks like we're good. Okay, we'll speed it back up. Early spring. Okay. That's what I was waiting for. So, let's knock down stone cutters to 2, knock down miners to 4. Get back on farming, people. Okay. Bump it up. It could also be low because our logs are low. So, can I release some of that then? Lower that to 100. We lost the fisherman. How are we doing on students? 4 there, 11 there. Okay, got another laborer, so get on food for me. Although, you know, let's take 2 off of farming. Let's have a few more loggers. Maybe we should fill out these positions. Yeah, because we have up to 16. We should probably have at least 8. Pretty basic resource. So the last... It looks like about 2 houses here, 2 houses here, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Yeah, and that'll be it for this market. That's the extent of its reach, right? So, we lost a bit of space. here. We could put more houses over here. Like, get rid of these farms. Put some houses down. I don't know. We'll see. How are we doing on families versus houses? 52 homes, but only 38, so I don't think that's a problem. Happiness and health are dropping. Pourquoi? I mean, they probably all did lose a goodly number of people. Why is there just meat on the floor? Yeah, you want to get on. The heck happened there? Got 10 of 10 chickens. Okay. Okay. So now every time the population goes over, they'll just automatically slaughter them. Let's see. 69% full. Very nice. Put some more people, one more person on loggers. On logging. I'll watch the farmers. What? You don't have the materials to work with. This is at the limit, huh? Okay, let's put 2 more people on farming then. Lost a miner. Well, actually a forester and a stonecutter. F in the imaginary chat for Kitila and mine. Okay. This building's not doing much. But there's only one person assigned there anyway, so it don't make too much of a difference. You know, maybe we should lower this one to 1. It's just not going to be that productive. Okay, in the middle of summer. They're already gathering up. What's the matter? Not enough materials or what? Yeah. No one working here now? Okay. Should we get started on the next town, I wonder? Oh. Merchant. What you got? Seeds. I don't know if we're getting... I don't think we're... I mean, he buys ale. That gives us a shot. Let's see. That didn't take us nearly as far as I would have hoped. You know... Yeah, why don't you get out of here? Like, that's just not happening. Genelope was born. I think I learned my lesson of trying to overextend myself and, you know, really nail the gathering up all the seeds because they're expensive. It costs so much. Be a good place for a hunter's lodge. Okay. And then I'd like to access all this stuff over here. What would be the most effective area for a bridge? It's been a while since we've seen a bridge being made, so. Maybe about there. Yeah, I think that's fine enough. And then they can harvest all this iron and stone. Big old lake. Not too much room to build. They're here, yes. So, this is a potential spot for a town. Oh, it's winter. It is the time of winter. And they're losing some crops. That's not good. Looks like we're doing relatively good on food, though. I would have liked to have seen some larger reserves. But that's just what's at the market. There's more here. Doing okay on corn. Beans and cabbage is fine. Got a lot of leather. Can I sell leather? What else could we potentially sell? A bit of that. Alright. Ale is pretty valuable, so maybe we should be growing more plums for next year. Let's see. That's what? Orchard. $15 by $15. What are all the farmers doing? Idling. The foresters are just like, I just planted those. How are we doing on the bridge? Hasn't even started. Oh, it needs stone. We're down to 3 herdsmen. Why don't you guys get on that? There we go. And winter has come to a close. Or are we still in winter? Late winter. soon as spring starts, we need to reassign people once again. So it's the end of winter. How are we doing on crops? Reserve. A wee bit low, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. This is pretty full, actually. If that gets full, then we're going to need to send people elsewhere. Oh. Plums, of course. Let's go ahead and start. Room for 31, but And then I saw some stone over here. Just a little bit. That's all that's left. We picked it all up. Okay. And time will speed up. Okay, they're working in the fields. Maybe take a few people off of foresting now. Have some more farmers. Yeah, that's fine. I think before we start a new town, we want to fill out most of these professions. Like, we want to start dealing with overabundance before we start trying to expand, right? I think that's a little more reasonable. Oh, we lost a physician. Right on time. There we go. What's your deal? Got coal and logs, but no iron. Let's see. Any stone left? Not really. It's all too far. It's all too far away. What about this? Can you guys get this? Nomads, huh? This is where I got myself in trouble before. 17! Yes. Okay. Slow down. We're gonna bump that up to as high as it'll go. Okay. Tools. You guys have the boarding house, which is not even full, so get out of here. Don't tell me you don't have a home. Okay, and time will speed up. $28 farmers, holy cow. 2,000 corn. You like to see that. Okay. We managed to reach 100 ale there, so let's raise it. That's probably the most valuable thing for sure that we can produce. Everybody likes the sauce. Wee bit of Jack. I say that as if have ever drank Jack Daniels in my life. I have not. I've had a sip here and there of this and that, but like, not. That's not my personality. That's the simplest way to put that. Okay, 4, 4, 4, 4. Should go through. Like, we don't want excess people, right? Okay, could use another person there. Alright. So with another laborer, let's add another gatherer. I don't know why you guys are saying you don't have a home when there's a boarding house right there. Some people would rather live on the street. Let's see, happiness is a wee bit low. But once we get some more plum production going, that'll sort itself out, I think. Like this year they'll plant, next year maybe they'll harvest something. We're gonna raise that food limit before we end up losing. Can I just type in the number? I can. There you go. It did not stay. I had a feeling as soon as I was done. Maybe I needed to hit enter. Bam. $1,000 firewood and you're at your limit, huh? Well, in that case, oh, we lost our tradesman. Take one from that then. What? Okay. Well, let me sort this out first. You're just selling food, huh? I'll give you all my hide coats. I will not give you all my hide coats. I'll give you all my logs. And I'll buy whatever I can get with that. That's it. What else? I can part with a few tools. You want some leather? Leather's pretty valuable. Okay. Raise that then. Okay. I hate it. I didn't want to... Okay, you can only trade. Okay. Just take a wee bit of that then. You know, that's fine. Gimme. And you can get out of here. But we need someone working here. There we go. So now we can store some firewood again. Oopsie. That's fine. Eggs. Eggs are kind of a rare commodity here, huh? And time will speed up. What are we? Early autumn. You guys need to get to work. Should I make another barn? Or, yeah, barn. Sure. There we go. I don't like how they'll deposit in one side and pick up from the other. Like it's a little silly. Bridge is coming along. Let's go. As soon as that's done, we'll harvest all that iron, all that stone. Get caught up on tools. Yeah, I can see we're pretty low on tools, so. It's winter time, right? Autumn. Late autumn. Wow, early snow. Early snow sucks, doesn't it? Oof. Okay. So, let's slow things down a bit. Get it. And get it. And there's a place to deposit it right there, so that should not be an issue. And then let's start upgrading some of these paths. Go ahead and finish this one out. I'm not sure how much this one gets used, but there we go. We'll just run right as far as it'll go. There we go. Not ought to speed up production a bit. Actually, slow this down to 20 now. To there. Everybody else on this. I'm really not sure if I should just be reassigning the entire bunch. Yeah, because they're all idling, man. So, let's look for other places, food related, to put them. Oopsie. There we go. It's going to be a pain in the butt to reassign them back, but that's fine. Where are you going? You hit that piece of iron, and you came to pick up the farther one. Logic. Oh, I lost my menu boxes. Let's get those back. That one. That's too general. Although, I do like that little temperature. Okay, so I found another thing to clog up the screen. Hope you don't mind. There we go. Yeah, because I want to know what season it is, so I can quickly reassign people. Or at least know to, like, hey, slow down time so that you can reassign. Because that early autumn kind of sucked. Or that early winter. a couple laborers. We're going to start putting them back on the farm. Immediately lost the farmer. I think that's a good amount for food. 8 students. 13 students. Oh, I see. Adults, students, and children. Very good. Early spring. Okay. Slow down time. Stonecutters down. Miners down. Farmers up. Maybe take 2 off of gathering. Farming's a little more important. There you go. Time will speed up. Happiness is still a bit low. I wonder why. What am I missing that makes them unhappy? I'm not sure. Tools still low. That should be working at full capacity. Maybe I just need another one. And part of it is we have kind of an inconsistent supply of iron. Like, no matter... I assign a lot of people there, it doesn't seem to keep up with our demand. Okay, late spring. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna have to send more people to the mine. It says the limit is 30, so that's usually a good indicator that there's supposed to be a lot there, I suppose. Now it's saying our logs are low, so we need more foresters. Merchant. Slow down time while we look at this. Sheep. I could use some sheep. How much for your whole stock? Might be able to do this. Because that's warm coats right there, right? That's worth trying to get. Day late, a buck short. Oh, we could trade some iron. What? Oh, that's our limit. That's a shame. We're so close. Need some more supplies to come in. And then we'll give the sheep their own area as well. Sometime today. Well, we'll put someone on this so they can go gather more. Go pick up more, rather. As long as the dialogue box is open, they won't leave. They're forever trapped. Okay. Keeps telling me the logs are low, so let's commit a bit of blasphemy and take some people off of farming. Okay, we're getting a supply of something. What you got? Okay, what ticked up? The iron. Not enough. But we also got some stone. Bruh. Okay, some more. More, please. We're almost there. What do we get? A little bit more. Oh my gosh. It's 2 iron. It's 2 units short. Like, this is... I've complained about this before. Like, imagine you're the tradesman. Like, people are holding you up. They're for whatever reason, very convincing to get you to stay. Wouldn't you just be like, okay, look, I got places to be. I'll take 5 units off. And then bam. But then I guess if you do that, they're going to be like, oh, well, I'll trade you a little bit less of this. And oh, look, I'm 5 units short again. But, oh no, man. It's like, if you can lower it by 5, then you can lower it by 10, right? What's 5 more? Like, I don't know. Trading must be a bit of a stressful deal. Being a salesman seems stressful. I would never. Like, oh my god. So what are we waiting for? We need more stuff. We could just trade 1 less sheep, but they a bit delicate. Oh, we got more iron in. Let's go. So let's give you less tools then. And 1 less those? No. 1 less log? Okay, we're just gonna overpay. Get out of here, you scamp. Alright. So, with that done, nice little area for the sheep. Now we need more people. Right, summer. You guys need to hurry up. Autumn is about to hit. They didn't work too much there. Yeah, they are going to lose out. There we go. Okay, and we'll speed it back up. Not really underproduce the pumpkins this year. Very fine on corn. But I mean, corn is a staple, right? So, beef, eggs, 2,000 corn there. Well, our food reserve is right here. We're gonna get a huge injection once they start harvesting. Just need a builder here. What are the builders doing? Jack fucking shit. Like, get to work, man. Come on. Oh, you're mourning your loved ones? Get out of here. Call in a sick day. Oh, man. And then with warm coats, be able to sell those for even more. Assuming the sheep produce, like reproduce, don't just die like a scrub. Oopsie. Yeah, see, the food is ticking up, and there. Whoops. Oh, that's just that. Okay, this is about to finish though, so we want sheep. Okay, maybe with a higher starting population, they'll do a bit better. And we'll take one person off of farming, put another person on sheeping, whatever that means. So this shows our production. We have used 12 and we produced 13, right? So we've now hit a surplus, so should be fine on that. Yeah, it looks like they'll finish up the gathering before the winter. I thought, like, when the farmers weren't working, they just automatically went and started gathering whatever you assign them to remove, right? But it doesn't seem to be the case. Some of them just stand around being useless. Where should we put you? You can gather. She just walked up to that deer, like, barehanded and just, like, choked him out. Like, holy cow. Let's put a road right here just because. And it is the winter. Saguardo. Let's lower this. Let's lower it to 14. I will check back on that later. Bump this up to 10. Bump this up to 14. And the rest can be stonecutters. Actually, foresters. There you go. And time will resume. Ooh, built up a reserve of ale again, so we're definitely producing plenty of that. That's what you want to see. Okay, so like 2 full-size plum or orchards are enough to supply all of your alcohol needs. Very good. What are the farmers doing? Still picking up stuff. What do you mean you're not educated? Oh, because some of them are nomads. Or they were. I mean, There's nothing to correct that, right? Clothing is ragged. Making hide coats. I don't know what you want me to do about that. Like, go take care of yourself, girl. Get it. Okay. Okay. We lost a woodcutter, so yeah, we need someone back on that. And we have a tradesman coming in. Okay, what you got? Slow down time. Apple seeds and pepper seeds. Pecan seeds. I would like to get some apple seeds. Let's see if we can do that. That took us halfway. Okay. Still quite a bit short. Don't know if we're gonna reach that. It is now early spring, so once again we do the dancing game of reassigning people. That should be good. And now we have to wait for more stuff to come in. Just waiting for the dialogue box to change. We've got 328 hide coats. You'd think some of them could come this way. Because they're pretty valuable to trade. How do you make that trip and just bring two stone? What's wrong with you? Like, don't even bother at that point. Can't stray too far. They finished gathering up all the iron, which explains why there's a reserve. So that's good. How are we doing on sheep? Still at 6. Go be a farmer. Da, 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 da. Oh, you brought 5 stone. Don't break your back. Literally, that's all they brought. Maybe it's the marketplace. Maybe they're giving them a hard time. Stop taking all my stone. Oh, you know what? It's because we don't have any stone stored. That's what's happening. I don't want to trade so much iron though. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Before we lose this guy. There we go. Like, I'll trade what I have, and then I think I want to stop trading iron. Same for stone, really. Like, we really should focus on ale production as our main selling point. Or main commodity? Yeah, there you go. If anything, we'll maybe make another tailor. Another tailor and another blacksmith. I think at least another tailor. But yeah, we are struggling to get here. Because we don't have a reserve of anything, really. I mean, we do have food. Can I give you a wee bit of fish? Got lots of corn. Trying to get these seeds, man. Can I just... There really needs to just be a trade all button. Jeez. Come on. I'm sorry for the repetitive clicking. Okay. Almost there, man. Almost there. Late spring. Go farm. Should really check on the farms. Looks like we're doing just fine there. Like, maybe get rid of one of these. Maybe get rid of this pumpkin patch after this season and put another tailor down. What do we get in? More iron and more stone. And that's it. What does 31 people on farming look like? Oh, we could have sped this up, right? We should do that. Oh, we got more firewood in. Looks like we'll get there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, you're out of here, boy. Okay, let's slow things down. And look for a good place for an apple orchard. Okay, there's a bit of a hill there. Looks like we need to start this far out. Bring it this way. Damn it. Oh. Okay. So, that far out. Come this way. 15 by 15. Let's shoot a road on through. There you go. Okay. And time will speed up once again. Still only 6 sheep. Maybe they don't reproduce? Seems pretty stupid, but I don't have a better explanation, do you? How are we doing on wool? Are we making any? Seven whole wool. Don't break the bank. Well, use it. Gonna keep an eye on this area because we're going to get rid of it soon. This was our original farm right here. So much we've grown. Quite literally grown. Started out like this. And this is where we're at now. There we go. Alright. So with that done, boop. Now let's make a tailor. I feel like we could probably fit 2 buildings here. Meh. You know, let's do right there apparently. And then maybe another fishery. Maybe having 2 will somehow make it more productive. Still gathering up all the food, I see. That's pretty full, holy cow. That's pretty full, holy cow. Okay. Time for another barn? Yep. Okay. Let's find a place for that. Actually, can I fit 2? Not quite. Okay, let's put a road back here. Okay. Alright. we need to start selling more food, apparently. Let's bump that up to 200. Let's put all the food up to 200. Except for the meat. We'll raise that to 4. I don't know if we're even making any squash, but the apple orchard is probably done, huh? There we go. We got some baby sheep, do 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 do, baby sheep, do 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 do, baby sheep. Okay. Let's slow things down a bit. Let's lower this to 14, I guess. Could have done that from this menu, but I've explained that already. It will take one more person out, one more person in here. Okay. Should probably take even more people out, just so we can get those barns built. Or the singular barn built. Then after that, we just need more people to eat. Like, can y'all eat more? We must have had a really good year for production. Oh yeah, we're 4,000 over, right? Okay, we've got some room to sell. That was the goal, right? So, let's see. Stone cutters. I just had a thought. What if we need more people selling everything we produce? Oh, actually, we need another herdsman. Right? Yeah. Gotta watch those chickens. Okay. And time will once again speed up. If you guys could hurry up and build the barn, that'd be great. There's no stone. That's an issue. There's stone over here. Oopsie. I just picked that much up, and there's also some iron. You guys still need to pick up all this stone. Maybe we won't assign as many people to farming this coming year. It feels so risky. We'll just put 20. We'll just put 20 on. We assigned people to trade instead of being a vendor. That was my mistake. Okay. Alright. And it is now spring. Okay. Just gonna dampen food production a bit and have them work on other things. This would be a good place for a logging camp eventually. Okay. Actually, maybe down here would be better. I'll do down here. Trader. Okay. Slow down time. What you got for me? Cattle. I don't need it. Yeah, I'm kind of good. Get out of here, you scamp. Bump that up to 20. Let's get some more builders. Did you guys finish the barn? Not even close. Okay, time will speed up once again. Could use some nomads to help eat up all this reserve of food. I think once we see the reserve dip down below like 8,000, that's when it's time to panic and reassign. I wonder what happens when this has nothing remaining. Like, does the hole just stay there, or can you fill it in, or what? What? Oh, we need a tailor. Yeah, get on that. The other one can make, or try to make, wool. You just make regular ones. They really just can't reach all this. I don't know why. I guess it's just too far for them to go. I mean, they're kind of stupid with how they do it. They go for the farther stuff. Yeah, see? Why would you go all the way there first? And then they get tired and go back? Oh well. Still working on these roads becoming stone too. Guess we can use a stone cutter. Maybe we'll take one more person off farming. Go back to cutting stone. I wonder if it make it more of a difference if I like spread the houses out a bit. I don't know. Because then they can, instead of living over there, like, these people can maybe have a home here. I'm not sure if that would increase production or not. Hey, the barn's finally getting built. Still working on that. That's going to take a while. We've got food situation under control. We really need to get our stone, iron, and wood production settled. So maybe we'll fill out those professions next. Really, that's all there's left to fill out. And then after that point, I guess we need to start expanding to go even further beyond. A 1,000 venison, let's go. Someone named their kid Dilip. Princesca. Michelle. Esmera. Not Valerisa. Plenty of firewood. That's something to sell. You got a reserve of it too, so. What else don't we need that maybe we could... I think I'll leave that alone for now. Maybe we'll put 100 of the meats. Where the chicken at? Or the venison, rather. There we go. Got the happiness up to 5-star. Let's go. Okay, we lost some pumpkin. That's fine. Okay. So let's reassign. There you go. Time will resume. Finally, we have a reserve of logs. Let's see. I think we'll put 2 traders on. Markets are the vendors. The trading post is traders. Pretty obvious when you say it out loud. They really love to go through here, don't they? Alright, let's just put a road down. What the frick? Lady, that's not how a wheelbarrow works. Did you guys see that? Some people just want to ice skate uphill, don't they? What you got? I don't really need any of it. Maybe use the wool. Give you some firewood. And some basic logs. Maybe some tools. That's fine. Get out of here. Okay, it is now spring again. Okay, let's drop this to 12. Drop this to 16. Time will resume. Now I kind of want to test my theory. So let's make some cheap housing close to some other professions, huh? We'll see how it works out. Let people choose where they want to live. We will... They finished the Forester Lodge. Excellent. Why don't we put a bridge down? And that can happen whenever it happens. Does it fit like that? Okay. How about here? That's more agreeable? Okay. Okay. We're actually building up a reserve of stone now. Very good, very good. All it took was to have 15 of them. I guess this school is better. Let's see. 53 homes and 64 families now, huh? Okay. So I think we could build 2 out. Correct. Position something like that. I don't remember which was the front of these. Probably makes more sense like that. There we go. And then after that, it'll just be time to create a new market and build a town around it. Could use an injection of nomads. Some people are choosing to live here, but they're farmers, which is the furthest. All the farms are over here, so I don't know. They can sort out their own situation. On logs, but that's because we're building a bunch of stuff at the moment. Yes, yes. Work, little ants, work. No logs. Still plenty of firewood though, we're fine. Okay. How are the sheep doing? They're dying off again. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the weather or something. I really don't know. Oh well. What do you need? More plum? No plum. Got a merchant. What you got? You're selling a lot of food. Take a bit of all you got. Take quite a bit of that. Don't need beef. Alright, what can I give you? I'll just take... And I'm already overpaying, huh? Do a bit more of that then. That seems fine. Get out of here, you scamp. No one's home. And it is now winter. Or at least snowing like it is. So, slow down time. They're still working on gathering that though. I'm gonna take some people off of it anyway. And let's fill out the logging profession, and then everybody else pick up your axe and go to the mine. And time will resume once more. Once again, meat has just mysteriously appeared right here. And there. You know what that is? That's probably the deer wandering in sound. Or it could be like a chupacabra or something. Who knows? They finished this bridge. Very good. Why don't we speed up time a bit more? And once the snow is done, we'll slow it down. Drop this down to 18. Start assigning people to farming again. Okay. Looks like just 2 more houses left to be built there. 61 families and 59 homes. Not bad, not bad. Miners, 18 stone or 14 stone cutters, 18 farmers, 18 foresters. So it looks like by the end, we'll see if we can get these built, and then we'll call it an episode, I think. It's always tempting to just go a wee bit longer, a wee bit longer, a wee bit longer, but I gotta learn my lesson and be careful. For being so far from everything, they seem to have a pretty good variety of food, so they can sort their own situation out. Why do graves empty out? Also, those appear to be floating in the air. Nomads. We just saw nomads. Hello. It's a lot of you. Holy bursh. Okay, slow down. That was 30 nomads. Okay, so let's fill out the food professions first. Okay. Yeah. This should be fine. This time. Got some unhoused people. But we have some houses being built. And there is the boarding house, which is not even at capacity. So maybe we'll build a couple more houses out in the boonies. I guess there's no, I ain't gonna make them stone though. We'll leave it as it is, see if it sorts itself out. Maybe expand the graveyard a bit. That gets quite large, doesn't it? Might as well fill out the space. Alright. I hope they don't mind living next to a graveyard. And time will speed up once again. If we set it like that, it'll fit. And for safety, let's put down... Oh well. Got a merchant. What you got? Beans we got, corns we got, plums we got, pears we could use. But let's add some spice to their life and buy peppers. Take all the firewood. Take the high coats, and we're overpaying. Holy cow, it's never been easier. Well, in that case, let's see if we can buy the pears as well. Okay. Take steel tools. Have some beef. Cabbage. Some venison. Alright. So we receive pepper and pears. Trade and dismiss. In that case, let's convert this cornfield to a pepper plantation. And let's make one of these plum areas into pears. And time will resume once again. Alright. That's a pretty good area to stop right there, I think. So, I'll call it an episode. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for joining me. Later.